I don't. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. So earlier today I was reading Surah Al-Takathur. The first ayah, Alhaakum al-Takathur. And as I was reading this simple two-worded verse, I started thinking to myself, what is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us to avoid? And it's distractions. In our lives, we're full of distractions. But distractions from what? That was the question that was, driving me. And it's distractions from the deen. So I was thinking to myself, what does it mean to be fully focused on the deen itself? And I said, you know what? And invite you guys to do the same. Imagine you're in a game. The objective of the game is to complete multiple different quests. And from these quests, you gain points. And then at the end of the game, you redeem these points to a higher power. And then you get put on a universal scoreboard. To help you through this game, you have a manual, a list of instructions that tells you how to play the game and how not to play the game. It also has stories of how people before you played the game and what happened to them. As you can see, this metaphorical game that I'm talking about is actually very close when you think about Islam. Think about the quests is our day-to-day actions and interactions. The points that we receive are the hasanat and the good deeds. And then when we redeem them, that's when we die. We redeem all of our hasanat to Allah, and we get placed on in this case, the universal scoreboard is your level in Jannah. And I was thinking to myself, why am I, with all these tools at my disposal, why am I not a pro at this game by now? It seems harder to lose the game than to actually win the game. And I told myself, going back to this ayah, it's the amount of distractions in my life. And I started thinking, how can I get rid of these distractions? And why should I? Then again, some of these distractions are important, like your school, your health, your family, and all these different things. But when you think about it, the only sort of category of your life that will actually have some benefit to you after you die is the Islamic game. Now, I'm not saying by any means just, focus your life 100% on the deen and forget everything else. But try to put into a central focus, if you will, that the deen, the game of life, as some people like to call it, that's what your focus should be on. And if you're having trouble, like I did for like the past 5 years of my life, if you're having trouble focusing on just the game, try to think to yourself, what? I have all these quests throughout my day. How can I maximize the amount of points that I get from each quest? That's one way I like to think about it. And inshallah, I invite you guys to think about the same way. Jazakallah khair. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.